going to make our bacon jam for smash burgers, one for Haas's and one for Marzoni. So this is going to be used on both, sandwiches. So we're going to start with a little bit of butter, tablespoon, not much. We're going to add onion. But all we're looking to do is just sweat it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be real hot. We're not looking for any color. Just kind of want to cook till translucent. Sweat the onions out a little bit, and then basically it's a matter of just combining, multiple ingredients. So we have our bacon bits, grilled bacon bits, brown sugar, black pepper, and then we have balsamic vinegar, black coffee, which can either be fresh, leftover, doesn't really matter as long as it's just black coffee. And then some additional liquid and water just to kind of help prolong the cooking process. So all we want to do, you can see it's pretty liquidy right now. So what we're going to do is just leave this cook. In fact, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. And what we want is we want all this liquid to essentially evaporate and go away. So once that happens, we're done. We're going to pull it off and pull it. So we're going to leave this cook. All right, so now we're going to do our onions for the Okie smash burger, Oklahoma smash burger for Marzoni's. So what we want to do, we're going to start with an onion. We're basically just cutting off the end here, and then keeping the onion intact, removing the most outer tough layers, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shave them paper thin on this slicer, basically to the point where you can see through them. Does not have to be beautiful, just like I said, just has to be thin. So now I'm going to continue to shave here. The next step of this process is actually very important. This is what makes it the Oklahoma smash. So we have our onions already shaved, and then what we want to do, kosher salt, about 2 teaspoons to a pound of shaved onions. All you're going to do is lightly salt, toss. And now what we're looking to do is we want to leach out excess moisture from the onions. I'm going to say approximately an hour. In reality, probably less than that, probably a half hour. And then we'll go back to that. We're just going to heavily squeeze all the excess moisture out of them. These will have anywhere from I'm going to say a 2-day shelf life to start with, and we can kind of adjust as necessary. You can shave the onions prior to, bulk them and have them ready, and then based on your shift or your day, you can actually pull and season them, drain them, and then you can kind of have them for service. Okay, so now we're going to make the Oklahoma smash burger, which we did the jam earlier. Right, as you can see, this is still very hot just off the stove, so it's still a little bit of moisture in it, but that's basically hot sugar and bacon fat. So as it sits, it will congeal back up and solidify a little bit. Again, this is just extremely hot, so that's basically the consistency finished consistency we're looking for. Now these are the onions that we salted earlier, and you can see how the moisture and how they weeped, right? So what we want to do at this point is we're just looking to squeeze. There's a couple different ways you can do that. I'm just going to use my hands right now. Put them in a colander and press them. You can put them in a towel and squeeze them. Again, I'm just using my hands for now. If this burger, if we sell a lot, you will need to produce a lot of onions on a daily basis, because this is a major component to it. And it does require a lot of onions to get where we need to be. So we have our blended burger, right? So this is a blend of bacon, already cooked bacon, smoked, right, and burger. They come packed two orders to a package. So one burger will be 2. Okay, the guests will have the option to add a patty. Or multiple patties to a burger if they really feel the need. It's a very quick process from beginning to end, which we'll show. And then we have really good cheese. It's really great melting cheese. It's Cooper Sharp White American. So it's a little more, it's like it eats like and melts like American cheese, but it has a lot more flavor. It's actually a very good cheese. Dill pickle, of course. And then we have what we're calling an okie dokie sauce. We're not going to demonstrate making it because it's literally just a matter of combining and mixing all the ingredients. You can put them in a squeeze bottle for today. I'm going to keep it in this pan. And okay, so first we're going to toast our Kaiser. It's an onion flavored Kaiser, right? So the difference is we're going to make sure we toast it cut side up. We do want to toast it, but we don't want to get the top of it too dark and dry and crunchy. So, well, that's running through the toaster. Emergency purposes only. We're going to go to the grill. Again, this is an extremely fast process. Prep is not necessary, but I'm going to give it a little bit. So here's the idea. This is what makes an Oklahoma smash. You're going to put your burgers down, right? And then you're going to have your drained onion. And you're going to do this. So you want, again, fairly large quantity. You're going to dust it just a little bit. And now you're going to press. Extremely hard. So we want the onions to smash into the burger. And then we're going to undercut them. And when we flip them, we're going to put the onions down. So the point of the salting or the brining of the onions is to keep them from like burning drastically. So now we'll just have a nice cooked soft onion that is actually melted into the burger. Okay, so now we're going to undercut our burger. If I can get my glove on, we'll be good to go. The crust is absolutely acceptable. In fact, that's what we prefer to see. And now all we're looking to do is continue to cook the onions. This will also generate moisture and steam, which will keep the onion juicy. At this point, we're going to have our Cooper American, about a ½ ounce. Get a little bit of this. It's not a horrible thing. If you have a lid, you can put a lid on top. You can transfer. You can also do the old hot spatula trick to assist and help cook it or help melt it. So we have our bacon jam. Now we're going to go 2 tablespoons. Pretty substantial. More than done. This is not a beauty contest burger by any means. Okay, so the burger's done. Okay, at this point, now we have the side. Now we'll do pickle. Burger. Now we're going to hit it with the okie sauce. About an ounce and a half, or about 3/4 of an ounce, sorry. Going to lid it inside. That's it. Again, very quick process from beginning to end. You got to kind of, you can't stop. You can't really walk away. I mean, you can do other things obviously, but you can't, put the burger on and go to the back and prep something. Like this is definitely something that needs to start and go start today. Okay, so next we're going to do a pierogi pizza. Obviously available in all sizes and makes and models of pizza kind of thing. So a couple components we have that I'm not going to actually show making because they're very simple. First one is basically a cheesy mashed potato. So it's our prepared mashed potatoes. Open the bag, incorporate cheddar and Swiss, mix it, and then obviously it's done. The other thing is buttered onions, or basically margarine. So what we're going to do is melt margarine over a hot open flame, and then you're going to add your onions to it. I'd recommend doing it in a rondeau, which is basically the large pan. Get a little surface area, and all we're looking to do is kind of fry the onions essentially. There's some garlic and some hot sauce in it, but that's basically it. Transfer it to a pan. We want to save all the residual butter because this essentially becomes our sauce or base for the pierogi. Then we have cheddar cheese, which is going on with pizza cheese, which is obviously on the pizza bar. Then to finish the pizza, we have sour cream, scallion, and fried onion tanglers, straws, whatever you like to refer to them as. This can be done in advance, like so they can be bulk based on service, or they can be done to order if you're not moving very many. So there's a couple other options there that there's a couple options for you to control how we do that. So let's get it rolling. So this is actually one batch of onions, buttered onions. What we're saying is approximately 4 16-inch pizzas. That may be a little on the low side, but you'll see. Obviously, this was in the pan for cooling purposes. But what we're looking to do, this is actually a really important component to the pizza. Because, butter, onion, and pierogi. So approximately 2 cups for 16. 1 cup for a 10. Sorry. Okay. Then we have our prepared mashed potatoes. Okay, so 1 heaping teaspoon or tablespoon is about 1 ounce, right? So we're looking for about 10 of these per 16, 5 per 10. So this is just the way I'm preferring to do it. You could put it in a piping bag. You could use a scoop, as long as it equates to about 1 ounce. So there's definitely different options or different ways to do it. And then we're just going to go cheddar. About 4 ounces of cheddar for 16. Go pizza cheese. Just for a little stretch. And you'll see the onions and the butter will flatten out as it heats. So obviously in the pizza oven, it's a heavy pizza.
Few minutes later.
So as you can see, a beautiful bubbly golden brown, all that's kind of good things. So to finish it, we're actually going to hit it with sour cream. This does not have to be it's crazy. And then we're going to go scallion, garnish, and then we're going to go fried onion. So about 3 ounces. Wait a second. For all intents and purposes, that's it. We're not going to cut this one again because we're taking a picture, but that's everything. Really nothing else. So this is our next item. This is our entree. It's going to be a 15-ounce bone-in New York strip, Kansas City, however you want to refer to it as. Really nothing special going on here. I mean, other than the steak is a good quality, but as far as the cooking process remains the same. You're going to be, a little more aware about doneness around the bone. But other than that, everything still gets seasoned and dusted. Real good prep will go there. But the other main component to this, which is actually probably a little more involved in the steak itself, are the actual potatoes. So these potatoes were done yesterday. So basically peel your potato and then you're going to cut them into about 3/4 dice, if you will. So these have been cooked in a mixture of water, apple cider vinegar, and salt. So the idea is the vinegar actually will kind of keep the potato more, will keep it from getting mushy and falling apart. Like you can see it happen here a little bit, but that's okay because the next step, that's like what we want. It'll make it nice and crispy. So after they're cooked, drain them, lay them on linen-like napkin, sheet pan, whatever size, hotel pan you may need, and then put them in the cooler and completely dry them, 100% dry. We don't really want any moisture. Then you're going to portion them, 8 ounces, which is what we have here, and then you're going to freeze them. So this way you'll have them ready for any time, like any kind of prolonged or shelf life. Essentially, like you basically just made a square French fry for all intents and purposes. And then we have, so that's basically the gist of the potatoes. We're going to fry them. Sorry, I'm going to go back. We're going to fry them. We're going to put them in a bowl when they're done. We're going to sprinkle them with some hot sauce, a little bit of paprika, and then we'll go from there. So again, nothing crazy special here about our steak. As far as cooking it, all general guidelines. We just know this is what we're looking for when we get them in the building. Like we just want a nice, fairly decently marbled steak, seasoned up, cooked in the normal fashion. That one I'm going to put there. Also, suggestion. Cook along the rail here. That gets fairly hot. I like to put the fat against it, so it renders the fat down. Then you can do the same with the bone. If you're not cooking it against the rail, again, it's not a perfect world. I highly recommend flipping the steak and running the fat cap on the flat top just to render it down and crisp it off, give them a bit of color. Again, that's it. So the steak is done. Then we're going to move on to the potatoes right now, so we haven't shown that yet. So we have our portion of fried or frozen potatoes, 350-degree fryer. About 4.5 minutes. We're looking for like a kind of a deep golden brown. While they're frying, garlic gorgonzola butter, about 2 ounces. Again, for today's purposes, scoop is sufficient. About 2 tablespoons. We're just going to go in the milk just a little bit and get some of the chill off the butter. Generate a little bit of a sauce. 4.5 minutes. Potatoes, good. Blanched in water, salt, vinegar. Portioned 8 ounces. Little hot sauce. Little paprika. I've been saying 8 ounces. We may bump this portion up a little bit just because of the price of the milk price point. New York strip. You can see how it's bubbled and melted. Before we actually take a picture, I'm going to do that right now. We're actually going to bump this up to, I'm going to say about 11 ounces. So before we proceed and finish, before we do the final thing. So this is actually the final component. It's chimichurri. And all we're going to do is we're going to drizzle chimichurri essentially all over the entire dish. But before we get to that point, I'm going to fry a few more potatoes. Okay, so like I mentioned prior to finishing these, is that we are going to increase this to actually 12 ounces. So we're going to do exactly what I stated before, except we're going to increase the portion. Because of the price point, if we can include a little bit more of something, it'll be to our advantage. So again, about 2 ounces, 2.5 ounces of chimi. It's kind of, that's pretty much it. last thing we have is what we're doing, a like apple pecan a la mode, I guess, kind of cookie. So we have a snickerdoodle cookie, which we're currently using. It's going to be very simple. Again, pizza will... Okay then. Pizza will prepare the cookie just like they've been doing, like they do with the chocolate chip cookie, that sort of thing. We'll do our ice cream. Give me 1 second here. Then obviously the cookie will come back for the servers to finish. We'll do ice cream. And we have our apples, which basically is apple pie filling. We're going to go, since it's cold, does not have to be heated. Hopefully, you know, the residual heat from the cookie, about a cup of it. About 2 ounces, or about an ounce, I should say, ounce of candy pecans, and then a little bit of whipped cream. That's it. So again, little spoof on an apple pecan pie.